All right, friends, here we are. We're going to be taking a deep dive into a freeze-dried meal review. Now, kind of get you up to speed, and you're probably wondering, why am I filming this in my studio when normally I do these things out in the field? Well, let me give you it kind of as it is. Over the course of the last month, I've been actually in the field filming. So I've been actually out visiting companies that we work with, filming videos on various trailers that we get to share with you guys out in Arizona, then Texas, Alabama. I'm getting ready to fly up to Minnesota here. And on top of that, I actually moved. And so, hence the reason the whole studio is different and trying to play catch up. But over the course of the last year, we've seen an increase of a lot of you asking questions about freeze-dried meals. I grew up around, obviously in the military background, so grew up around MREs and so forth. And actually, I like MREs. Then dove into Mountain House meals, which we've reviewed some of those. Those are actually pretty good. Peak Refuel. See, I've been a bit of a tough critic because I absolutely love the flavor selection of Peak Refuel meals, and I've been really resonating with a lot of those. But today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Backpacker's Pantry Lasagna. I think this is going to be pretty good. So we're doing this in the studio because, look, I have some upcoming travels and so forth, and it may be a little while before I get back out. So didn't want to hold up anything. So we're going to take a deep dive into this lasagna from Backpacker's Pantry. Now, how this is going to work, I'm going to share with you all the details on this here. Then we're going to crack it open. We're going to take a look at how it looks. Then I grab the stuff out of my turtle bag, and so we're going to cook it up. I'm just going to go in my kitchen here and boil up the water. We'll do everything in here as if we are out in the woods, and we just kind of imagine that. But anyway, back on topic here. So we're going to share the details of this here. I'm going to let you know what I think, what I like, dislike. You may agree, you may not. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you get out there and pick up a lasagna from Backpacker's Pantry, you're going to have a good idea of what your dollar is going to get you. Now, that said, let's take a look at first impressions. The packaging is pretty darn good. I know that has no impact on what's inside of here, but we're looking at lasagna. They went real creative with the title of this here, but sometimes short and sweet is what we want. Pasta, tomato, mozzarella, Parmesan, 2 cheese. Are you kidding me? Hell yes. Yes! Sign me up. An Italian seasoning. So 620 calories, 28 grams of protein per package. Now, when we flip this sucker open right here, or over, excuse me, we can see this is a 2-serving container here. So if you're in the mood of sharing it with somebody, just split, or actually I'll put the full nutritional facts on the screen here. And so obviously you determine if you're gobbling this up on your own, you know exactly what you're going to get. Yeah, baby. But for the full package here, you're getting 620 calories, fat, 18 grams, saturated fat, 10 grams, trans fat, 0, cholesterol, 25 milligrams, sodium, 1760 milligrams, total carbs, 89 grams, total dietary fiber, 4 grams, total sugars, 14 grams, and included added sugars, 1 gram, and of course, protein, 28 grams. And some of the other little items on there, vitamin D is 0, calcium 386 milligrams. Then we have 2 milligrams of iron and 1,086 milligrams of potassium. Now, the directions of this are pretty straightforward. So then it goes to say with most of these freeze-dried meals, they're pretty much the same. You want to remove and discard the oxygen absorber inside of there. I mean, it's not going to kill you, and when you probably scoop it out when when you're eating, but it's better to do it beforehand. Add a cup and 3/4 of water, or 420 milliliters of boiling water. Stir well, seal pouch, and wait 8 minutes. But wait, there's more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crack this thing open, stir it again, and wait an additional 7 minutes. And then from there it says enjoy. So 15 minutes total wait time, not including boiling up our water here. There's a list of ingredients, and so rather than reading off those, I'm just gonna take a photo of this and put it on the screen. Yeah, you can take a look at it from there. Now that said, what I'm going to do here, it says 1 3/4 cups water. So I brought all the goodies inside here so we can do what we need to here. So 1 3/4 cups. Oh, Dave, did I bring enough water? Oh, hell, I did not. Okay, I thought I had enough water there. So we're gonna, oops, all over my desk. Okay, so so 1 3/4 cups. Did I get that right? Yeah, 420 milliliters. Let's make sure I got this. Boom. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? It shows. That's weird because on one side it shows we are 1 3/4 cups, but yeah, on the other side it shows 400. Well, this thing is jacked up, so we'll just jack it up a little bit. There we go. That should be good to go there. Now, I'm going to go out in the kitchen. I'll be right back. I'm going to get this boiled up, and we'll come back in here, and we'll we'll crack this open, take a look at it, what it looks like dry, and then we'll get the boiling water.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so let's crack this open here. You know what's funny is, or the irony to this here is, I like cooking. And the fact that I like cooking is one of the reasons why I picked up a Turtleback Expedition trailer, because if you've watched my channel long enough, you know that you have that kitchen that fillets open, and there's a lot of the creature comforts that I have in my home, I have in the back of this trailer. But over the course of the last, I thought this was going to fall. Over the course of the last year and a half, I have become more and more hooked on these freeze-dried meals because a lot of these companies have come out with some pretty gourmet stuff. These things are pretty darn good. So before, I always used freeze-dried meals as kind of case of emergency, break glass. You get into camp late. A lot of times I bring out my son with me, and you get to camp late. It's dark. Something like this was always a quick and easy fix. But now, because of the flavors, a lot of these companies are coming out with just flavors galore, and they're absolutely insane. I kid you not. You put this in front of somebody, hide this, and I'd be willing to bet on some of the flavors that we've reviewed in the past. I don't know whether this could be one of them. We'll find out here shortly. But if you put it in front of somebody, they're going to think that you made it for them. So anyways, here's that little oxygen thing. We want to make sure we pull that out. All right. And what we're going to do here, see, I'm pouring it into this bowl here for now, and we'll try to get it back in there so we can put the boiling water and seal it back up. So we do it per the instructions, but I wanted to get it out of here so we can take a look at what it looks like all dry. So we see all the seasoning. Now, again, this is a vegetarian lasagna here, so this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm usually a meat lover sort of guy here, but there are certain things where, hey, vegetarian, I'm not going to knock it. But I can tell you right now, you can definitely smell the tomato and that Italian mix of this. I think is going to be pretty good. We'll see if those are famous last words or not, but this looks pretty darn good. You have a lot of these kind of ribbon pasta here. Yeah, this could be very tasty. So I'm going to go check on the water, and actually I'll stuff the stuff back in here, and we'll meet up here to pour the water in here and get that first 8-minute clock going. Okay, here we are. This telling you, this really smells delicious here. I hope it smells or tastes as well as it does from the smell category here. So we're gonna pour this in. And generally what I like to do with these things, guys, is I pour just a partial into it to start things off. The one thing I didn't grab out of my trailer was my longer spoon, so hopefully this will make do. Wow. As soon as you pour that water in it, it's almost like a blossom, that scent. The odor always sounds bad, but the smell of this really amplified quite a bit once you started pouring that water in there, which normally does happen. But boy, this, as I was sharing with you earlier, this smells absolutely delicious. So we're going to pour this in here, pour a little bit more in there. Let's kind of shuffle or dig this around. Now, as I pointed out in one of my more recent freeze-dried meal reviews that we did there, I want to point out, in case many of you are, because what I used to do is I just used to pour this in here, close the package up and massage it with my hands on the outside. I started doing it with the spoon like they tell you to do, and it really does make a significant difference in getting an even, kind of mix of the water with all the material inside of here. All right, so I think we have a little bit left over here. Boom. All right, there we go. All right, let's move you right over here. Let's give this a little bit more of a stir here, and then we're going to get that 8-minute clock going. I'm actually excited. I can't wait to rip into this here. This legitimately smells. I keep bringing up the smell. This smells really good. I'm almost tempted to. Yep. Okay. Boom. All right. Let's put this on top of here so I don't mess up my my desk, and let's get that 8-minute timer going.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, 8 minutes is up. We're going to crack this open, and this. It was a little watery before I put it in here for obvious reasons, because all that pasta needed to soak it up. But boy, it is really soaking up quite nicely there. So we're going to stir this up as it instructed us to do so. Wow. I thought I'd be missing the meat out of this, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Again, if this tastes as delicious as it smells. But all right, there, we just stirred it up. We're going to lock this up. Set the timer. Hey Siri, set timer for 7 minutes. The moment of... Shut up. The moment of truth. All right, that is cooled off enough. All right. Actually, you can't really well see that. We're going to dump this out into our trusty bowl that has a little bit of that fresh seasoning in there. Wow. You know what? This has a longer neck to it. We'll just use this big old spoon here. So we're able to get everything and not get my fingers all mucked up trying to go digging for it. Wow. 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 You know what? I have enough napkins in here. Okay. Let's do this here. Okay, I'm going to get my trusty Hobolite micro light here. We'll get a little overhead. There we go. Boom. Now keep in mind, some of the powder that you see there was from earlier when we were playing around with taking this stuff outside the bag to play show and tell. So, I mean, look at that. This looks really, the pasta looks absolutely fantastic. Wow. Friends, I am seriously looking forward to diving into this here. That looks absolutely yum. Okay, enough of this. Let's give it a go here. Wow, so you can see, actually one of the first things I'm noticing here is now that this has had the opportunity to hydrate here, you can see more of those bits of mushroom. You can see some of the basil. I believe there was basil in there, wasn't there? Yep, basil. I see that. I see the peppers. Okay, let's give it a go. Moment of truth. Here we go. The pasta is perfect. You can really get a sense of that Italian seasoning really working well there. Wow. There's a little crunch in the back note of that. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I think that might either be the onion. I think that's the onion. Wow. This is really, really tasty. I'm really surprised with this. Normally, if I'm going to get a lasagna, I'm going to get it stuffed with meat. This vegetarian style is actually really, really good. The back taste is really, it's nice, it's enjoyable. It doesn't feel too salty. The flavor is really well balanced here. Again, that Italian seasoning. So some of the meals that I've tested in the past, where it's just either the sodium is just overpowering, or there's a certain seasoning in it that is just kind of punching you in the gut and just does it. It's not simpatico with the rest of it. So, I mean, look at that right there. That is, let's get it in the light. That really, the texture is just absolutely amazing here. That one thing I want to point out here, the cheese, you really taste the cheese. Again, it's not overpowering, but it's just a perfect amount. I kid you not. I'd be willing to bet. I'll say this again. I've said this in some of the other reviews that we've done. I bet you if I had you over for, hey, come on, friend, come on over for supper. I don't know why I said supper, but anyways, come over for dinner. And I served you this, and my kitchen looked like I made something in there. You're gonna think I made this. This really, I would bet most would not even guess this came out of this right here. Not a chance. And normally, you know what's funny? I put Cholula on just about everything, and I had it down here in case of emergency, break glass. Nope. This is fantastic. The pasta, there's been no crunch. I keep shoveling this in my mouth here, trying to find some crunch or something that just doesn't sit well. No, this is really, really, really well done. Let's take a look at the scorecard for Backpacker's Pantry Lasagna. All right, friends, and there you go. This has been a fun and quite the delicious review of Backpacker's Pantry Lasagna. 620 calories. What an excellent flavor this is. This is going to be on, it's funny, as I review more of these here. Now, I have my certain set favorite flavors that I have kind of accumulated over the years, and those are the ones that I kind of stock up, kind of stack in my favor when I'm heading out, so I know I usually have them if I'm feeling a little squirrely towards them. This one is definitely going to be one of the flavors that I'm going to add to my rig when I'm heading out. This is absolutely insane. I bet you my son Caleb would absolutely enjoy this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links down below if you want to give this a go for yourself. If you do pick it up, do me a favor, come back to this video, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. Did it push all the right buttons for you? Leave a comment down below. But friends, that is it. So till next time, hey, you get out there, stay healthy, and find your adventure.